Welcome to Robot Wars, featuring 36 competitors, 5 house robots, 1 arena, dozens of hazards. Each heat, our competitors are aiming for a place in the finals. But in order to do that, they'll have to dodge the house robots and each other. All on the quest to be Robot Wars champion. Let the wars begin. Previously on Robot Wars, Thor 2 hammered through, Tombstone killed all comers, the reigning champions Challenger laid down the gauntlet, and last time Disco Inferno waltzed through to another series semi-finals, dispatching Behemoth and Flippler in the heat final. In dramatic fashion it was, with one simple hit and a dump into the pit of oblivion led Disco Inferno through to its 4th semi-finals. It's not the end though for our runners-up, remember? Flippler joins BattleBot, Adriel 2 and Witch Doctor in the redemption battles. But let's see who's on offer this time round.
From Suffolk, Storm 2.
Storm 2 return once again to blow away all comers. It was knocked off its top spot last time by Challenger. It now returns runner-up for the 7th Wars. Not a lot of it's changed though, but Storm 2, as we know, can blow away and cast a dark shadow in the arena.
From Banbury,
The Wizards of Robot Wars return for a 5th go at the title. It's never escaped the heats though, and to be honest I find that quite surprising. With that 360-degree attack of that flywheel, it is a lethal weapon if it works. But can the Raven cast a spell on its opponents? We'll soon see.
From Bedford, Blade.
Blade returned, but little has changed since we last saw it in the 6 Wars. It does have a unique drive system though. It's got a skid steer system so the wheels aren't actually visible. That crushing claw is very deadly as well. Let's hope that they can get their hands on the opponents.
From Penzance, Pinch.
New to the wars, Pinch will certainly punch back. It has an incredible crushing claw mechanism at the front. Once it has you in its grip, you cannot escape. And they've also told us that they have a sting in the tail. I'm intrigued to know what that is as we await for its first fight.
From Southampton, Tyrant.
A lot of respect for Tyrant in the wars as they come back for a 3rd go at the title. It has a double gas flipper, so it is extremely powerful if a robot gets on that front lifting scoop. It also returns with brand new self-righting arms at the back. How will that work in the arena?
From Hereford, Exterminator.
Can Exterminator terminate for a 6th go? We last saw Exterminator in the 5th Wars. Very underrated and very unlucky. It does return this time. That axe now twice as powerful as before, with a new scoop as well. It's also incredibly quick across the arena as well. As Refbot enters, we now see the lineup for the knockout stages. It's going to be Tyrant and Raven. Exterminator versus the new boys on the block Pinch, but first it's the seeded machine Storm 2 against Blade. Let's see if the runners-up from the last wars can reclaim the crown in the arena. For us first, it's the bully that is Shunt.
Robot ears, stand
It's going to be interesting this, because Storm may struggle to get underneath Blade.
3, 2, 1.
It's going to be a whirlwind. It's going to be a typhoon out there as Storm 2 comes in straight away on the attack. And look, you can see that the lifting scoop on Storm can't actually get underneath Blade. So now Blade is only option now, I was going to say, charging in across the arena floor. And in doing so, has flipped Blade over. Look, but Storm 2 has also got impaled on the spike pit as well. Was that intentional? I'm not too sure. It was one hell of a ram, though, from Storm 2 as it came in and destroyed Blade. And I don't think Blade can get itself away. They come back yet again with no Shreemeg, and they get another slam from Storm 2. They are after revenge. They want their crown back from Challenger, but now we can see that Shunt is trying to make sense of the situation. Blade is on its side. I don't think it can get itself away from there. I think Storm 2 has done all the damage. Oh, goodness me. I think Shunt's sustained damage there. It's part of its upper body there. I think it's come off. The little horns at the top. But as you can see now, Storm in complete control here as it comes in now, trying to push Blade onto the floor flipper there. Oh, that's not good control, Storm, as it comes back in for the attack again. Now, I think Blade's been on its back for far too long. I think Refot will be very close now to come and count out Blade. Is Blade now? Is it going to be flipped? It's been flipped, and I think it's the weapons come off. Look, if we see this in slow motion, one half flew off across the arena. Goodness me. Well, what can Blade do now? Not a lot. Storm, as you can see, coming in for the kill as it avoids going onto the spike pit once more. Shunt now comes in to have a look at Blade. Is everything okay? Another slam from Storm 2. Storm 2 has been relentless in this opening knockout stage as it comes in again. Very, very experienced robot is Storm 2. They know the arena. They've been competing all the way since the Second Wars, and they come back time and time and again. They've never failed to reach the semi-finals in the wars. This is a great experienced robot. Unfortunately, though, Blade is out, confirmed by Refbot. It isn't the last we'll see yet of Blade. They will be back for the losers playoff, but for now, Shunt gets his axe straight into the innards there.
Cease.
As cease is finally called. Where did it all go wrong? It was this initial shove. Great skill from Storm 2, pushing Blade onto the spike pit. The spikes lifted and raised, and unfortunately the balance wasn't right. Blade were tipped over, and that was it. The house robots got involved. Again, great skill, pushing Blade into the CPZ before the floor flipper ends it. Storm 2 progress to the Heat semi-finals. Next up, we have Exterminator 2 versus Pinch. I'm really intrigued for Pinch's sting in the tail, should we say?
Robot Ian, stand by.
Because that's what they claim they have. I'd love to know what it is. Is it an extra weapon?
3, 2, 1. Activate.
But now Exterminator to the right here. That bucket scoop on the front, very low. That wasn't good control straight away from Exterminator, is it? Slammed in against the arena wall. There you can see Pinch now. Those arms, the jaws. It's like a scorpion. Once it has you in its grip, it'll gradually bleed you dry. And at the moment, it has a grapple on Exterminator. Look at this. It can't escape, can it, Exterminator? And Exterminator is very manoeuvrable, very quick, so it should get itself away from there. Look, great skill from Pinch as it pushes Exterminator to the floor flipper. Look at this timing. Fantastic. It lifts Exterminator clean up into the air, and it bounces down. Now, Exterminator have those little prongs on the side. They can self-right from there, but at the moment, Pinch, look at little Pinch here. It's doing all of the work. Goodness me, this is great control, great aggression from Pinch as it comes in once more, but Exterminator has the axe. It has the axe, as you can see here, as it smashes down on the top of Pinch. But at the moment, Pinch is just about on top. It is whacking him. It's a hell of a punch Pinch is giving as it grapples and it's pushed Exterminator in towards Shunt, in towards the house robots called a patrol zone. That's an excellent tactic. Pinch here now is doing all of the work as it again tries to grapple Exterminator. Exterminator now need to get out of its grip in order to get round and try and attack and use that axe. But look, Shunt's axe has come into play and it's got straight into the innards there of Exterminator. Pinch, what a great robot this is as it comes in once again. Those pincers, should I say, on Pinch are huge. They can grapple a robot, as we've just seen now from Exterminator. Oh, that's a great flip, a great attack on Pinch. It only weighs 99 kilos, Pinch. It's not the heaviest of robots, so it can be pushed around the arena at ease. It is invertible, though, as you can see the wheels. And another slam, and there we can see the flippers trying to flip Pinch doesn't really succeed in doing, but of course Pinch can run both ways up. They flip themselves back over again, as you can see here. Exterminator trying to aim for the wheels, as you can see. That's an excellent attack. Now Exterminator, oh, it's been flipped, and there's the sting in the tail. Oh, that's fantastic. Oh, I'm so glad that we saw that sting in the tail. Did you see that coming? No. What a great robot Pinch is. It's full of all sorts of surprises. Exterminator, I think, doesn't know what's hit it, really. As it comes in again, Shunt again. Is Exterminator immobilised? It's been flipped again by the sting in the tail of Pinch's flipper. This is what a robot. It literally grapples you and gets you into a pincer movement. Literally, as it comes in once more on the wheels. But look, another flip from Exterminator. I don't know, though, if this does go to a judge's decision. I think this is too late in the fight for Exterminator. I might be wrong, unless Exterminator can do something to try and avoid going out here. Again, Pinch going onto the flame pit, pushing Exterminator onto the flame pit as it comes in once more. We are in our last 10 seconds now. Pinch and Exterminator to a judge's decision. Oh, it's been flipped, and off goes a whole wheel. A whole wheel's come off Pinch. I don't know what's happened here, and something's come off Pinch. Look at that. Well. Could that be the sting in the tail for this fight, so to speak? Look at this, though. Pinch was doing all of the work at first, grappling Exterminator, pushing, using the hazards, flipping Exterminator. But then Exterminator did come back with a couple of attacks with the axe, but Pinch, complete control throughout most of that fight. As you saw there, using the CPZs, pushing in towards Shunt, and again, but then this happened once Exterminator pushed on, and again we saw another attack. That was brilliant. What style and skill. And again, Pinch on top up to this point, and what is this? The attack from Exterminator's axe. There we saw it come off, and then the final flip at the end. Could that be telling? I'm not too sure. I think it's a little bit late in the fight for Exterminator. Yes, Pinch does get it. And if that fight had lasted any longer, well, Pinch, I think, would have gone out because it lost its wheel. But Exterminator get the chance to fight and come back into this tournament. Pinch through. Next up, Tyrant and Raven.
Roboty, stand by.
He'll kill you and spit you out. It's Sir Kill-A-Lot.
3, 2, 1, activate.
Now, I'm interested to see Tyrant's new self-writing system here for this series. That's the weakness that they've had in the past. They've not been able to self-write when they've tipped on their side, so this is going to be interesting. I think Tyrant here might be the dark horse for the heat, as it comes in now, as it flips. Oh, goodness me, it's flipped! Raven up and over, and the whole weapon has just come off! What on earth, and how did that happen as Tyrant, oh, goodness me, flips! That nearly went out the arena over the Perspex barriers. Look at that, it skimmed across. And if they weren't there, that would have been it. It would have been over and out in seconds as Tyrant now, Kill-A-Lot grapples poor Raven as it comes in. It's going to need to do some of its magic wizardry to get out of Kill-A-Lot's grasp as it comes in. Now Kill-A-Lot should place Raven back down. Technically, it's not been counted out there. Now, Tyrant, little help, has helped Raven out as it comes in once more. It is now. It's going to the button and it's activated the Rogue Robot and it's coming after Tyrant. I think this has been such a key feature in the wars, activating the button to activate the Rogue Robot. And look, Kill-A-Lot has just placed Tyrant up on its side. Now can Tyrant use its new weaponry, its new self-writing arms to self-write? Because if they hadn't had that this time around, I think they would have been out because Kill-A-Lot has just tipped them over. What an attack, what a tactic once more from Raven to press the button, and there we can see the new self-writing arms working in great style. What a way to get out of Kill-A-Lot's way, really, because Tyrant would have been out if it wasn't for the new addition, should we say, to the robots. It's great to see, and now underneath, and again another flip there from Tyrant. Raven now being thrown backwards and forwards. Look at this. Technically, it's still going because now actually, oh, and another flip. Without the weapon, it actually acts as an invertible robot. because the wheels can actually touch the ground on both sides. I think just about, as now Tyrant places Raven on towards the floor flipper once more. Are we going to see the Raven fly? We are indeed. What a flip from the floor flipper that was across the arena. And another flip from Tyrant. Surely in control. It's going to have to get itself away from the spike pit though. That's back control from Tyrant. They should have more experience than that. Fighting in its third wars, they never failed to reach the heat final. So this is going to be interesting now. I think Raven surely has been on its back for far too long, as Tyrant is really just toying with it. Backwards and forwards. This was the flip we saw from the flipper. Some distance on that flip. But look, we are going to another judge decision. This is interesting because Tyrant hasn't actually finished Raven off, despite, I think we know who the winner is. As CC's called, this was the first attack and that was it. The weapon came off Raven and that was it really. Killalot got hold of Raven. Tyrant nearly, so very nearly flicked Raven out the arena. That was the only damage when the rogue robot came into play. Tyrant was able to get itself away though, and from then on it was just a flip, a flop, and a flip, and a huge flip from the floor flipper. Tyrant in complete control. It really was great to see this flipper in action. It is a very powerful flipper, and again one final flip into the corner. Tyrant for me, but it'll be confirmed on the screen. It is confirmed. Tyrant make it through to another heat semi-finals. Now Raven will go into the losers knockout. Just confirming on paper there we can see probably the upset so far is Exterminator going out at an early stage, but they can redeem themselves in the losers playoff. Remember, only one can join our 4 surviving robots. And as we await in the arena for us, it's Shunt.
Robotic, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Got to admire all 3 robots competing for a very long time in Robot Wars. They've just been very unlucky, I think, in the heats that they have been in the past. Exterminator now, probably the favourite, I would say, for this losers playoff. It's probably the most experienced out there. It comes in with a deadly new axe. I mean, it is lethal. Look at that. It's just grappled Raven once more. It's pulling it towards the button and it's activated the Pit of Oblivion. So avoid that in the arena as they come all 3 now into a merge. They've merged all together. Oh, goodness me, an Exterminator very nearly in the pit, and so's Raven. Goodness me, they are skirting and dicing with death around that Pit of Oblivion as Exterminator has landed the key lethal blow onto Blade, should I say, and once more Blade's weapon has faltered and it's just been ripped off with that massive blow from Exterminator. That is a lethal hammer on Exterminator, much improved from the last series we saw it in, as Exterminator once more. It's on the edge of the Pit of Oblivion, and Raven, goodness me, does anyone want to get through to the heat semi-finals? It would appear not from this, as they come in once more. Exterminator now trying so hard, it's going to have to be careful not to overbalance and shoot itself into the pit, as now it goes Raven, oh goodness me, Exterminator are on upon its end. Can they get themselves away from there? They're going to have to get themselves away, because Raven here could upset the flow here. Exterminator finally grapples, and ungrapples, should I say, Blade, and Blade come 6th in the heat. That was great, and again, dicing with death. They're skirting once more with Oblivion. It's like they don't want to get through as they come in now for the kill. Exterminator on top here, and once more that weapon, look at that Blade's weapon and Raven's weapon stand side by side. Oh, and that's it. Exterminator through. Well, it was over very quickly. Both ending in the pit. Both weapons ending in the same place on the arena, which means Exterminator goes through. The favourites for that losers playoff, and will now face the second seeds Storm 2. Oh, just when you thought that they've escaped and they've done well, they are now up against one hell of a robot. In the arena is Dead Metal with a serrated saw. And we've seen the power already of Matilda this series. She's back again.
Stand by.
Storm 2 against Exterminator. This is a rematch from the 5th Wars.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
Funnily enough, they met in the 2nd round of the 5th Wars. Storm 2 victorious, as of course it went on to win the 5th series. Oh, and a double whammy! A flip from Storm 2 and Matilda's tusks doing the damage. And now Exterminator is being terminated as Storm 2 whips up a storm and is, at the moment, would appear to be on top. But that flipper, the lifting arm of Storm 2 has raised. And look, something has come off. They have done damage in that CPZ, dicing and toying with Matilda. So something has happened now to Storm. I think that the weapon is raised as Exterminator now finds the weak spot as it comes in and slams down. Exterminator now, I think, is just about on top. Well, literally on top of Storm. Oh, and there's the flip. What a skilled flip that was as it comes in and pushes into the rogue robot. And in comes Matilda now, and Exterminator now are in trouble. Goodness me, the battle has turned so quickly as Matilda now flips. And as Exterminator got itself stuck, it's got stuck onto the arena wall. What can it do? It's pinned between the Perspex barrier and the arena button. It can't do anything. Well, you can't stay there all day. Exterminator. Dead Metal can't actually get a hold of Exterminator. I don't think the wheels on Exterminator are on the ground. Look, they're not. They've just been flipped once more by Storm 2. And is that technically out? I've never seen that before. A robot balanced on the arena wall. Refbot now confirming that Exterminator has just gone out. Oh dear me, they end once more with a defeat, and that's 2-0 to Storm 2. Exterminator ends its campaign in dramatic fashion once more. That was impressive, and I've never seen that before. Exterminator balanced, but finally terminated. Out the arena it goes. Storm 2 through to another heat final. Next, it's Tyrant and Pinch. This is going to be really interesting. Pinch, so impressive in its first opening match.
3, 2, 1. Activate.
All eyes have to be on Tyrant here, as they are the most experienced, of course. Pinch coming in as a novice. It's his first time in the wars. And oh, goodness me, it's flipped Tyrant. Now, Tyrant, of course, can self-right using the arms, which just about have self-righted. Yes, they have self-righted in great style. And now you can see here, look at that. Pinch has actually grappled Tyrant, and the flip wasn't as effective because of the grapple that Pinch did have on Tyrant. Oh, and a flip! Goodness me, that's great to see. Oh, and I think that flip has done more damage to Pinch. It has! A wheel's come off, and the flip has come off. It's just all happening at once in the arena now. What a shame, and the other wheel's come off. You couldn't write it. You could not write it. I am in awe. That is impressive. I'm speechless. I can't believe what we've just seen from Pinch in its first fight of its debut fight. And another flip from Tyrant. Look at that flip. They can't do anything, Pinch. With the attack on Tyrant, with both wheels coming off. What on earth went wrong out there? Tyrant in complete control. And now Pinch has been punched. It really has. Look at this flip. Look at that. Came up and over, and it's balanced. But what can Pinch do now? Absolutely nothing. It's sealed. It really was over in the blink of an eye with those flips from Tyrant. And Tyrant makes it through to its third heat final. And in comes Matilda. Well, you don't want to go anywhere near that flywheel. And it's just completely destroyed Pinch. Oh, God. That is total destruction. From start to finish. I did not see that coming at all. What a performance from Tyrant. And that Pinch is no more. There is nothing left of it. That is utter devastation. Well. You couldn't have written that fight. Look at this. This was the first flip. Did the damage. You can see there. Look in the middle of the arena. A bolt comes off, which caused a wheel to come off. And then that flip caused the sting in its tail to come off. The flipper, followed by another flip with another wheel comes off, which of course left Pinch immobilized. That was impressive. Finally, Matilda just added to the brutality that Pinch received in that fight. That was utter devastation. 2 amazing Heat semi-final fights we've had. You couldn't have written both those fights really, but it gives way to a Heat final. They've both been in a Heat final before. Of course, Storm will start as the favourite. They are the runners-up and the second seeds, and this is their route to the final. Well, we first saw Storm 2 push like it's never pushed before across the arena. Blade 2 suffered damage from the house robots, the floor, arena, and of course Storm 2 itself. Blade suffered, yes, but Storm 2 so impressive through to meet Exterminator, who really again suffered for the house robots. The house robots came in and did the damage, even though Storm 2 were great with the attack and the pushing. But look at this little flip you're about to see. There we go. What skill that was to see before Matilda really ended Exterminator's life and they were terminated. On the arena wall, no way down for you. Storm 2, of course. You've got to admire this robot. It is an absolute veteran of the wars with that incredible power. It is the ramming robot of Robot Wars. It will be against Tyrant, who has to have some respect here. It's never failed to reach a Heat final on 2 previous attempts. Its first fight, of course, was against Raven. It pretty much was toying with it and having plenty of fun because it pretty much knew it was onto a winner. Out went Raven, and Tyrant then, of course, went up against Pinch, who was punched into submission. And what a shame it was, because they performed so well. But the experience shows with the flip, the double gas canister of this powerful flipper of Tyrant. It's been lethal, as we saw against Pinch in the arena. And of course, we saw that dramatic attack from Matilda and the house robots. Tyrant coming back. They've solved their self-righting issues from the last 2 wars, because they have been susceptible to flips and of course have no way of getting back onto their wheels. They are here once again in the arena for us. In the arena for the house is Matilda and Shunt as they look on to see Storm and Tyrant. Great fight this is going to be.
Robot ears, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Now, if Storm can just get around in the side and then we can see to a side attack of Tyrant, that could prove crucial. But I think, yes, Tyrant does have the lowest ground clearance on the front with that double gas-powered flipper. That was immense flip that we saw, and now you can see Storm 2 in a bit of trouble there. An attack there from Shunt on the top. I don't think he'll do much damage to Storm 2. He has got incredible armor, but another flip that we just saw from Tyrant. Again, Storm 2 is invertible, of course. It can run both ways up, and another great slam from the arena as it comes in. Look at that pounding the arena wall got from Storm 2's attack on Tyrant. Matilda now comes in. You are in the CPZ, so why isn't Tyrant self-righting here? Is there something wrong with the Shreemech, the self-righting mechanism? No. It comes back in on the attack. Or did Storm 2 right Tyrant by accident? I think it did. And now it's just about on top as it comes in now on towards the spike pits. Tyrant now in a lot of trouble here. They're going to have to do themselves, get themselves out of that pickle. They have done. Storm 2 now coming in for another onslaught. As you can see, what can Tyrant do here now as Storm 2 comes in with another onslaught? This is the power of the number 2 seeds. We've seen it before on so many attempts, on so many occasions. As it comes in, Tyrant activates the button and has descended to the pit of oblivion. That was another flow. Why did Tyrant flip? They could have had Storm 2 in the pit. What an untimely flip from the canister, the gas bottle, the double canister we saw. Tyrant could have had that and it could have been over. Now, oh goodness me, Storm 2 attacks Tyrant, places on towards the floor flipper, and that nearly let Tyrant out the arena with that flip. Oh, they've activated the button once more, and in comes Matilda. You don't want to go anywhere near that flipper, but Tyrant here in all sorts of trouble. Matilda comes in with a flip and another one. They're stuck in now with both of the house robots. That is not a situation I would like to be involved with there. Stuck between Matilda and Shunt and Storm. What has Tyrant got left now as it comes in? And from the attack, as you can see, oh well, it's on the other side. What can Tyrant do? It can't do anything as Storm on the verge of another semi-finals. It's in. Storm 2 once again has left a path of destruction in its wake and is through to another series semi-final.